Today, we're talking about two of the most dominant rookies in the WNBA this season, Caitlin Clark and Aliyah Boston. These two just put on an absolute clinic, leading the Indiana Fever to a stunning overtime victory over the Atlanta Dream. We're diving deep into their incredible performances, how they're changing the landscape of the league, and what this means for the Fever as they head toward the playoffs. Let's get into it. Let's set the scene. The Indiana Fever were down by 16 points against the Atlanta Dream, and things were looking rough. Atlanta had a strong lead, and it seemed like Indiana might not have enough gas to make a comeback. But that's when Caitlin Clark and Aliyah Boston decided it was time to take over. Clark and Boston caught fire late in the game. With 18.1 seconds left in the fourth quarter, Boston hit a clutch layup off an assist from Clark, tying the game at 90 and forcing overtime. In overtime, these two didn't let up. Both players added 6 more points each, securing a 104-100 victory for the Fever. Talk about delivering when it matters most. Let's break down the numbers because they're mind-blowing. Aliyah Boston, 30 points, 13 rebounds, 5 assists. Boston was an unstoppable force in the paint, shooting an efficient 11 for 16 from the field. Caitlin Clark, 26 points, 12 assists, 5 rebounds. And she knocked down 4 3-pointers in the win. Clark is showing us all why she was the number 1 pick in the 2024 draft. These stats aren't just impressive for rookies, they're impressive, period. In fact, according to StatMuse, Caitlin Clark has now tied New York Liberty star Sabrina Ionescu for the most 25-point, 10-assist games in WNBA history. That's elite company to be in. With this win, Indiana improved to 20-17 on the season, and they're in a strong position to climb even higher in the standings as we approach the playoffs. The Fever have been on a tear since the Olympic break, going 8-2 in that span, and Clark and Boston are at the center of it all. This win wasn't just about individual stats. It was about resilience. The Fever clawed their way back from a huge deficit, showing that they're not a team to be counted out. Indiana has secured a playoff spot for the first time since 2016, and with Clark and Boston playing at this level, they could make some serious noise in the postseason. Let's talk about the chemistry between Clark and Boston. These two are becoming one of the most dangerous duos in the WNBA. Clark's vision and playmaking paired with Boston's dominance in the paint make them nearly unstoppable. We saw that on full display in the final seconds of regulation, with Clark dishing a perfect assist to Boston for the game-tying layup. They're not just teammates, they complement each other's game so well. Clark spreads the floor with her shooting and playmaking, while Boston controls the boards and dominates inside. This balance is giving the Fever a new dimension and making them a legitimate threat in the WNBA. Caitlin Clark just keeps breaking records. She's now the first WNBA player in history to average at least 25 points and 10 assists over a 5-game span. Not to mention, she's hit 3 or more 3-pointers in 10 straight games, setting yet another WNBA record. Her 300 assists this season also put her in elite company with Alyssa Thomas and Courtney Vandersloot. Aliyah Boston, on the other hand, just recorded her first ever 30/10/5 game, becoming the first Fever player to do so. It's clear that both of these young stars are well on their way to leaving a lasting legacy in the league. The Fever have 2 massive games coming up against the reigning champions, the Las Vegas Aces. These matchups will be a true test for Clark, Boston, and the entire Fever squad. If they can maintain their momentum, they might just pull off another upset and continue their march up the standings. Caitlin Clark and Aliyah Boston are sending shockwaves to the WNBA, and the Fever are officially a team to watch in the playoffs. Whether it's Clark's record-breaking performances or Boston's dominance in the paint, these two are changing the game. What do you guys think? Are Clark and Boston the best duo in the WNBA right now? Let me know in the comments below. And don't forget to like, subscribe. Did you know that Caitlin Clark and Aliyah Boston combined for over 50 points a game in their last college season? Yeah, that's right. These two were absolutely dominant, and now they're taking their talents to the WNBA. The WNBA and focusing on two of the league's newest rising stars. Caitlin Clark and Aliyah Boston. These two have been turning heads since their college days, and it's time to talk about how they could totally shake things up in the league. Now, let's get real for a second. Transitioning from college basketball to the WNBA isn't a walk in the park. Young players often face a ton of challenges, from adapting to a faster pace of play to dealing with more physically demanding opponents. Plus, there's the pressure of performing at a professional level. But here's where Caitlin and Aliyah shine. They both have the grit and determination to overcome these hurdles. Caitlin, with her incredible basketball IQ and playmaking ability, can read defenses like a pro, while Aliyah's inside presence and defensive skills give her an edge. Together, they've faced challenges in college, and now they're ready to tackle whatever the WNBA throws their way. Let's break down what makes these two athletes so special. Caitlin Clark is known for her jaw-dropping scoring ability and her knack for hitting clutch shots. She's got the range to shoot from beyond the arc and the vision to find open teammates. On the other hand, Aliyah Boston is a powerhouse inside. With her rebounding skills and shot-blocking ability, she's a force to be reckoned with in the paint. But what really excites fans is the chemistry these two built during their college careers. They've developed an unspoken connection on the court that allows them to anticipate each other's moves. Just imagine how that chemistry will translate to the WNBA. When they're in sync, they can wreak havoc on opposing defenses, making it nearly impossible for teams to keep up. One of the most unforgettable moments of their college careers happened during the NCAA tournament. In a nail-biting game, Caitlin hit a game-winning three-pointer with just seconds left on the clock, and who was right there to grab the offensive rebound and set up the play? Yep, you guessed it, Aliyah Boston. That moment was the perfect showcase of their skills and teamwork. It wasn't just a highlight. It was a statement that together they can achieve anything. When they're on the same team, they're unstoppable. And that's exactly what WNBA fans should be looking forward to. So, to wrap it all up, Caitlin Clark and Aliyah Boston are poised to make a massive impact in the WNBA. With their individual talents and undeniable chemistry, they bring a level of excitement that's hard to match. Whether it's Clark's scoring prowess or Boston's strength in the paint, these two are ready to take the league by storm and prove that they are indeed the newest dynamic duo in women's basketball. What do you think about Caitlin Clark and Aliyah Boston as a duo? Can they become the next legends of the WNBA? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to check out my other videos for more amazing WNBA highlights. Thanks for watching, and then hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on any of our future content. And we'll see you in the next video.